Hey, welcome, welcome. So I was scrolling through my Epic freebies today, was looking for a nice game to play and to try out on the Steam Deck, and I happened to come across this game that I've seen before quite a few times, but I've never gotten around to playing it. And now recently I saw it on Reddit that it got a new update and a new patch, and I thought it might be a good time to finally give it a go, dust off the library, and see what it's all about. And this is the one. Nuclear Throne. It says it's a post-apocalyptic, roguelike, top-down shooter. So I was thinking, okay, let's see how it looks. Give me your store page, and quite interestingly, it has been removed from the Epic Games Store. So I tried to find out what's going on, but there seems to be like no information why. But it's quite interesting because we can check out the earlier version, because this one hasn't been patched to the new one yet, and see what has changed and if it has made the experience on the Steam Deck better, or if it's not really a good fit for it. So let's check it out. It's just 150 megs, right? I thought like I can just download it quickly and see if it suits my stuff or not, and if it's interesting, I might share my findings. So here we are, and boy, is it quite the interesting thing. When I got in here, it took me right back. Not because of this pixel art style, right? And kind of quite retro. Not because of like the music. Not because I remember the title screen or anything. But because of the aspect ratio. It's a 4:3 game, and there's no way to change it here. Like, this is... I think it came out in 2015, was like in early access a couple of years before that. And back then widescreen monitors were widely available, right? But a lot of people still were rocking the LCDs that they had. And it was still expensive to upgrade. So I was really interested in checking out the time it came out, right? It was around 2015 is what I read. And that, if you look at it, this is exactly when Steam opened the portals for indie games. This was the first rise. It's like in my opinion, like the golden age of the indie games, where you had Terraria coming out, Stardew Valley, Binding of Isaac was here, Minecraft came out in this time period. You had FTL, Genius Game, Darkest Dungeon around this time, right? This is kind of the beginning of the big era of indies on Steam. Afterwards, right, and we was kind of like the floodgates opened, and there was also this, I think they call it indie apocalypse, because your visibility went down to nothing. And as you can see right now again, where there's so many releases of indie games on Steam per year that you almost have no way of being seen. And I still, like, I've played all these other indie games, but I have not played this one yet from this period, right? Like, if you can see how it crazily went up in this time. And at the same time was also the perfect storm, because YouTubers and Twitch was going off. People were finally having plenty upload capacity to stream their gameplay and the right tools for it. YouTube became huge in that time, and you have like the biggest, insanely big streamers that rose with indie games in that time, like PewDiePie, like Lyric, like Total Biscuit, right? Still has an item in League of Legends. Northern Lion, who was playing this game. So let's have a look, right? So when we go back here, you can see what I noticed. Oh my, I was like, oh, why do I have my frames locked to 30? Let's change that right now, because I don't think this would be a good game to lock to 30. But there's no frame limit here. This game is set to 30 FPS. I was like, oh my god. Okay, so I gave it a try, and it's quite interesting. It's quite funny. It feels like Binding of Isaac. One sec. My external controller here is not set up correctly. I can't have it here with camera controls, or I can't aim. And yeah, this is better now. Oh, I still am gonna die. So also I don't think it's, I think it's too loud. Let's go like this. Yeah. So it was quite a funny game, and I wanted to play it, and I played it, and after, like, first of all, I was noticing that I'm terrible at these kind of games, right? But that was not the issue. Like, it was still fun, and I was dying, and I was still wanting to go for the next round. But the bigger issue was that after, I don't know how good you can see it in the video, but these 30 FPS, they made me kind of dizzy after a bit of playing. Like, I'm not the most sensitive usually to low FPS gameplay, but oh shit, that was not an that was a trap, man. They trapped me. All right. So I noticed after around 10 minutes of playing it, I couldn't do it. Like, it was unplayable for me at 30 FPS. So I had to quit it, right? I had to quit the Epic Games version, and I went to check out what the new patch is doing for the game. So I just closed it. All right. So first of all, this artwork is freaking awesome. I think they did an amazing job with this one. Looks beautiful. It's a really nice one. Anyways, more importantly, here are the patch notes, and it's quite the patch, right? It's a free update for if you have the game from back then. It's more like feels more like a definite edition, right? There's a new character in there, there's a new game mode, there's a bunch of new skins, and it has finally, very importantly, 60 FPS and widescreen support, right? Gone with the 4x3, gone is the 30 FPS. I do not believe, by the way. And they get the Steam Deck verified tag. So let's see. Well, let's have a look at it. And when we go in here, you will see, I don't know if the YouTube video really brings out the difference, but it is worlds difference just having the ability to set the frames to 120. Now I wonder if the window scale seems a bit low, right? Shouldn't it be? Here's the full screen option. There we go. There we go. Now we have it set up right, huh? Okay, and there's also new options for controls. Like, you can turn on Rumble now and change that sounds. Plus, it has now a Steam Deck gamepad style. I mean, I don't think it changes that much. It just removes the Xbox colors, right? But it's nice to see the deck represented in here. And there's a couple new options, and I think here the frame rate for one aspect ratio even goes to, I've seen, to 21:9 if you have a widescreen monitor, which is quite insane for this kind of game. Yeah. So I started it up again on here, played it, and it felt amazingly better. Amazingly. Like having 60 FPS or on the OLED even 90 makes such a big difference for this kind of game. And the other thing that I noticed when I went here to the stats, on the other version, I had less unlocks than here. Like you can see in the stats, I'm now at 3% unlocks. No, I mean, but I had a character less unlocked down there. I didn't have this planned. I only played for like an hour in total. Here I played like 2 hours, and on the other version, my unlocks were up to 11%. So they added quite a bit of stuff to unlock for you. And when you go to choose your characters here, you can see the unlocks here that you can find. There's apparently also a lot of secrets in the game. Like for every character, I think there are so many unlocks for each character. So there's also a bunch of secrets in the game to find. I haven't been able to, but I couldn't stop pressing that retry button when I was playing it. And I think with it being just 150 max in size, it's like the perfect thing to just have on your deck, and whenever you're stuck someplace and don't know what to do, have to kill some time, fire up a few rounds. They are very fast. Like my rounds were, maybe because I'm bad at this game, but my rounds were over in like 5 minutes, and great fun. The time flies while playing it, and everything works great now. Like the gamepad works super fine and right out of the box when you boot up the game from Steam. The font is very legible on the small screen. The size works perfectly. The music of the game is really, really nice. And there's one more thing I can show you that is very funny. Like you could see now we are at 120 frames, right? And if we go now to our frame limit, we enable it to 60. And guess what happens? Oh yeah! Cheat engine activated. Yes, this gameplay is dependent on the frame rate, and I guess that's why it was always locked to 30 before. They finally freed it from its shackles. So since this week, for me at least, this is the first time this game is even playable, so I'm quite fortunate that I didn't even try to play it before this, because this is like the right time to play it. And probably disable the frame limiter, because this is not quite the intended way to play it. Huh? This makes it a lot easier, as you can see. And it was very funny. It didn't do it now, but I think when a new track starts, it also starts playing at half speed. I think because I don't think this track in the background is now playing at half speed, but I had it before, so I don't know what depended on it. But after I changed the frame rate, I was at least very funny. Everything is tied to the frame rate. So I would say if you like, right now they have it on sale for $5. If you're interested in something like Binding of Isaac, yeah, you can see this is kind of where this game sits with the indie roguelikes from that era. So if you feel like picking it up, it's quite cheap. And I think it probably is not a bad fit for just throwing 150 megs on your Steam Deck, letting it sit there, and whenever you somewhere, have a half an hour or an hour time, boot it up and try to survive as many floors as possible. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm gonna go grab some tea. Bye bye.